Hi there. Thanks for joining CPG Bytes, a series of short video segments from Treasure Data, where we chat about the latest news and industry trends and chat between the lines to provide our perspectives and insights. So David, my friend, what do you have for us this hot summer week?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned hot summer week. I'm in Virginia, and yesterday it was 102 when I got in my car. I'm thinking, holy smokes, it's hot. So I thought we'd talk about something that maybe will help us feel cooler, and that's ice cream and yogurt. Though, I realize that most of our viewers probably don't operate necessarily in these categories. So I thought we could use this article from McKinsey about the yogurt and ice cream categories as a kind of a proxy for our broader discussion. So the first thing that I thought was interesting in this article was they're talking about, marketing and segmentation and whatnot. I thought this was really interesting and a little brutally honest, right? Where they say, pity the manufacturer that still segments ice cream and yogurt shoppers into a few groups based on only geography, income, and age, or that isn't ready to meet new preferences emerging faster than ever in today's personalized marketplace and always on media environment. You could actually replace that ice cream and yogurt shopper into any shopper. It doesn't matter what your product category is. You've got to be thinking more broadly about how you look at your consumers and really understand them at almost a personal level. So that consumer understanding is absolutely critical and expands across every product category. And then this other piece about meeting the new preferences emerging. I think, Stephen, we've talked about in the past things like sustainability and different things like that, that the younger generation, those are a lot of the values that drive them in terms of their purchase decisions. And you have to be able to understand those values, understand their wants and needs, and kind of speak to them and meet them at the place they are, wherever they are in terms of their values, et cetera. So again, I think just super important, a little bit, I don't want to say pity, but basically a good insight there. It applies to all CPG companies. The second, this was kind of interesting in terms of the growth opportunities in these two categories, or the yogurt category, is that at least in the United States, more traditional, even Greek style yogurt, which has now been around for a number of years, have really been pretty flat. But the growth has come from these smaller categories, whether it's Icelandic style or non-dairy based yogurt, et cetera. And so I think the key here is that CPG companies need to really keep their fingers on the pulse of where the niche kind of growth opportunities are, because that's where, maybe, your kind of your main business is kind of flat, right? But if you can find those little niche areas that are kind of ancillary to your business or kind of complementary, those might be things to really focus on. And again, that's understanding your consumers, because your consumers in many cases are kind of the pulse you want to be reading in terms of what might be an up and coming trend. And then the last piece here is, oops, that thing kind of got overlapped there, but they talk about, many producers are creating limited editions to test the appeal of new novel flavors. And this got me thinking a little bit about how, and probably hard from a yogurt or a ice cream producer from a direct-to-consumer perspective, but if a CPG company has a DTC website, what a phenomenal way to test either some kind of new flavor or limited edition, something novel, and use that as a way to test its appeal. You got basically this captive test market, if you will, with those consumers. And so just another good example of using direct to consumer, not just as a sales channel, but an insights channel, as well as an engagement channel with your consumers.
Yeah, no, I hope none of our CPG Bytes viewers only view their consumers by income, age, and geography. Just like David said, you need to know much more than that, right? You need to keep your finger on the pulse of the consumers. And that is the key to understanding the shifting market. But then you wonder, like, how do you do that? How do you keep your finger on the pulse? Do you send thousands of employees onto the streets and ask every consumer their preferences? Well, that can't be economically viable, right? However, demand sensing or just simply knowing the shifting patterns of the consumer trend is how you get ahead of the game and stay a step ahead of the competition. And the trends we're seeing are things like eating healthier foods, new flavors or novelty segmentations that pop up, or even buying, even big non-ice cream brands are entering into the ice cream space. How do you see all that, and how do you kind of stay ahead of the competition? And the most cost-effective way and efficient way is to really have your data tentacles out, right? Listening to the voice of the consumers and hearing what they are saying. Data will tell you if there are supply issues in certain parts of the country. Data will tell you if consumers are shifting to a new direction in terms of flavor preferences. And data will assist you in making the best decision on innovative products, brands, and outperform your competition.
Very well said. But I think at the end of the day, I like that term, data tentacles. It really is about reaching out there across. In tentacles, I think the other thing that popped in my mind when you said that, Stephen, is just, it's not singular. It's all these different data sources, right? It's being able to, the traditional ones, but all the new data sources that are available. And I guess, at some point we'll be talking about the metaverse, right?
Yeah.
It's their data source. So it's like, I think that's just a great visual in my head of thinking about those data tentacles. Very well said. Very well said.
Yeah. Well, thank you, David, for the insights today. And thank you for joining us. To view the full article on ice cream and yogurt that David referred to, please find that link in the description below. And as always, we want to leave you with a free gift as our loyal CPG Bytes viewers. Our DTC Readiness Guide is a fantastic tool for you to self-assess your direct-to-consumer capabilities and get some recommendations as to your next steps. Hopefully, we brought some coolness in this hot summer week. And for more videos like this, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on the bell for all notifications. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with more topics for CPG Bytes. Talk to you soon.
Thanks. Bye-bye.